Have you ever faced a situation where your code just doesn't behave the way you expect? It can be incredibly frustrating, especially when dealing with enums and null values. If you're struggling with converting null to enum.null, you're in the right place. Today, we will tackle this issue together. I completely understand how annoying it can be when your code throws unexpected errors or behaves unpredictably. You're not alone in this. Many developers encounter similar challenges when working with enums and null values. Let's dive into the specific question at hand. One user recently asked, how can I convert null to enum.null when reading a string from an XML file? They explained that when the string is null, it doesn't convert properly to the enum. Sound familiar? If so, let's explore this together. So what's happening here? When you attempt to parse a null string using type.valueOf, it throws an exception because null is not a valid enum constant. This can lead to confusion and frustration. Let's break down how to handle this situation effectively. And stick around. I have a great solution for you at the end that will simplify your code and make it more robust. To address the user's issue, we first need to handle the case where the string read from the XML file is null. Instead of trying to convert null directly to an enum value, we can implement a check. Next, the user should modify the code to include this check. They can use a simple if statement to determine if the string is null before attempting to convert it to an enum. Additionally, the user might consider whether having null as part of the enum is necessary. If null values are common, it may be better to keep it. However, if they are rare, it might be worth reconsidering the design. Finally, the user should test their implementation to ensure that when the string is null, the method correctly returns type.null. This will confirm that the solution works as intended. Fun fact, did you know that enums in Java are more than just simple constants? They can have fields, methods, and even constructors. This makes them incredibly powerful. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution suggests creating a utility function to handle null values. This function checks if the input is null and returns enum.null instead of throwing an exception. Another approach involves using a map to associate string names with enum values. This method avoids exceptions by returning null if the name doesn't exist in the map. The first solution is simpler if you expect only valid enum fields, while the second solution is more robust and avoids exceptions. Here's a pro tip. Always validate your inputs before processing them. This simple habit can save you a lot of headaches down the line. And there you have it. You now know how to handle null values when working with enums. Remember, validating your inputs is key to writing robust code. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more coding tips and tricks.